but I have valuable information to share, I think. And yeah, let's start with my story. Well, my name's Daniel. I live in the Netherlands, in Utrecht, quite in the middle. And well, I started experiencing strange things happening. I think it was around the middle of or the early part of 2022, maybe even earlier in 2019, end of. And I'd had a very rough breakup, and I was doing quite bad. I was mentally not in a good place, and at the time was using a bit of drugs here and there. Uh, so what happened was I started hearing voices, very negative. At first, it was not so negative. At first, it was like jokes about me and stuff, and then suddenly it started turning really negative, and it switched from sounding like it was my neighbors to sounding like it was operatives from an intelligence agency. And they actually said to me in the voices, they said, "We are from the AIVD and the MIVD, and we have electromagnetic weapons, sonic weapons, and electromagnetic weapons combined with sonic weapons. We have weapons nobody's ever heard of." That was
Now, Scott, I've mentioned this to you before, and I understand that you're very convinced that it is your neighbors, and that could very well be. But it is important that you keep in mind the possibility that it's not, because it makes perfect sense that they would do that in order to further isolate you from the people closest to you. I mean, that's where they have to start, right? If they're going to isolate you, they have to isolate you from the people closest to you to begin with. And who's closer to you than your neighbors, right? And if they can replicate any voice, well, then it wouldn't be that far fetched to think that they could be posing as your neighbors to get you to hate your neighbors, so that your neighbors would then be unknowing, willing participants in the controlled opposition. Your neighbors would then help the campaign to help spread around the campaign that you're crazy, that you're schizophrenic. It's ingenious, the program in itself, to do that, and it's masterfully deceptive. Um, but please, there's people that claim that you're a liar, you're an agent, and I refuse to believe that, Scott, just based on just call it a feeling that I get. I get a genuine feeling about you. You're a good person. You've helped me out, and I don't see you. Obviously we're all mad, but we don't necessarily know who to be mad at. You know, you have to understand that this program is designed to point you in a to get you mad, to get you wound up, and point you at something, and let you and let you loose, wind you up, point you in a direction, and let you go. So understanding that, you have to keep that in mind, and don't allow that to don't allow them to be successful in doing that. But again, we have to figure out who is they. It's obviously not going to be anybody that they get you mad at, right? Does that make sense? Because that's the whole point of the program, right? To get you mad at certain people, like me, like getting my brother involved. Now, I do believe that they use my brother is, to a certain extent, involved in this to do the physical gang stalking of me. But I believe that they played on his emotions and his certain situations, and used him and his spite against me, to be unwilling participant in controlled opposition. So he's mad at me. He's going to say anything he can against me. So obviously I'm going to think he's part of it, right? But really, he's just an idiot, and they're using him. He's just, you can't fix stupid. And listen, it's so easy the human brain is very hackable, very hackable. It's easy to manipulate people if you know what buttons to push. So knowing that, my brother would be an easy, very easy person, very easy target to wind up and, point him in a certain direction and weaponize him against somebody else, right? And that's what they're doing, I believe, to the entire population. But using such sophisticated methods that they're able to tailor it to each individual. They play on what you believe, then they go off of that. And if you think it's your neighbors, they're gonna play on that. They're gonna keep playing on that. They're gonna feed you little bits of information. They're gonna convince you that it can't be anybody but your neighbors. Okay. I just want you to take this and keep in the back of your head. Keep it back there. Don't allow the program to smother that possibility and smother that out, because then you're done. You have to be open-minded. You have to stay open-minded and remember that it's a game of deception. Anything's possible. And certainly, it's what appears to be is usually not, right? That's pretty much the game. That's pretty much the theme here. Is whatever they try to convince you of, which that's usually not the case, and that's hard. That's really, really fucking hard to deal with. When you're trying to figure out shit, and they're throwing all this other information at you. So I just, other people point things out to me and allow me to see other perspectives. I get help from other people, So isolation is a bitch. So whenever I realize that, I get my best perspectives, my best, let's say, epiphanies, that I have, come from little tidbits that I come up with on my own, but I get it from just little tidbits from other people. They help me to see other perspectives, and then that's when all of a sudden, mind blown, I get another epiphany. It's just an idea, just a theory, either way. But I don't really typically share them. I keep them to myself, and I stay open-minded. I don't give them the information that they can use and weaponize against back at me. I keep it to myself. Play their game, play dumb. It's not hard. I mean, I actually find it kind of hard to play as dumb as they do sometimes, as stupid as they are. And it's, unfortunately, they use people's, in general, society's stupidity as the main catalyst for this fucking program to work. So you can't fix stupid. They obviously exploit that fact, and they use it to their advantage. So I caught this stream here with Daniel, and the research he's done. I mean, it can be verified. You can look into all of it. I think he's on to something here, and I highly suggest you check this out, Scott. This video, I'm doing this video for you, Scott, and anybody else who gets anything from it, but great. But I'm doing this particularly for you because I believe you are 100% a good person. Definitely not an agent. Conspiracy Underground said the other day that he doesn't believe that anybody that's pushing the voice to skull thing. He doesn't say that he doesn't believe it. He doesn't have to believe it, and he's right. He doesn't have to believe it. But you guys are pretty convincing. There's a level of genuine, to every single person that I've listened to that's claimed the voice to skull. I met somebody in person, dude, who he cried in front of me. You can't. There's actors. There's fucking, red carpet actors that can't even do that in the spur of the moment, like that's a level of you can tell, you can feel it, when someone's genuine. So this person I met, nobody can tell me that he wasn't being genuine. I don't think he's an actor. You know what I mean? He's a good dude, man, real good dude. Shout out to Eddie. If you catch this stream, this is for you too, Eddie. If you catch this, Pay attention to what I'm saying, and I want you to go back and watch this video right here with Daniel, okay, and Roy. They're doing good things for the community for good intent. I dare you to try to find you know a motive, a negative motive to what they're doing and what they're saying. It's all to help people. So that being said, Scott, please just take this information and keep it with you. You know, use it as a shield to keep them from keeping you in a lane, from getting you down an idea that where they want you. They want you in these ideas to where you won't, basically the wrong path. They send you on a wild goose chase. They want you going the opposite direction of what the truth is. So keep this as your navigation. Keep you, and don't let them snuff you out. You're highly intelligent, Scott. You've done good things for especially help me, and you're helping other people. So keep doing what you're doing, and please take this information and allow yourself to possibly see, look into the possibility that you might be wrong about your neighbors. They might still be pieces of shit, but the fact that they're involved as far as they are the voices, I don't necessarily know that they, do you have proof that they that they are the voices? Could it not be that other people are manipulating the voices to just solely to make you think they are, just food for thought. All right. But with that being said, anybody else who watches this, please go check out this video. This is very, very up to date, cutting edge information that we all need to look into. The more the merrier, the better. Two heads are better than one, and so on and so forth. I think this is a breakthrough, and it's a matter of time. Once we get more and more people on this, looking into this, it's a matter of time, and we can get to the bottom of this, get it figured out, and get it stopped, put an end to it. That's the main goal. Some people want justice and they want to find out who's behind it and everything, but I don't think there's necessarily any one person or organization to blame. It's just a fucking shit show, and it just needs to stop. That's it, and move forward. Stop. It needs to stop, and put the past behind us and look to the future and move forward. Use it as a learning lesson. The people involved obviously are going to have enough shame and guilt on their hands. It would be purgatory in itself that they would have to live with. Once they learn the full truth of what they're doing. So I won't feel any better when somebody else their life has to be ruined. As that won't serve justice to me. Justice will be getting it to stop. That's it. That's the justice I want. That's what I want. I want it to stop. I don't want my kids to have to worry about going through this, and their kids. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. So, and if you still think that you're up in the air and you don't know if this whole idea is people are just crazy and schizophrenic, I hope if this sparks any interest in whatsoever in your curiosity, that you grab a hold of that motivation and use it and look into this more. Do your research. Do not settle. Don't allow the disinformation to control your beliefs, and just because then you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. I know it's hard it's not a lot of time in the day, and it's boring information. If you're not going through it, it'd be boring. But if you have any level of curiosity about this and you're still up in the air and you don't know if what TIs are saying is true or not, there's a lot of crazy TIs out there. I'll give you that. But this program has a way of making people kind of fucking crazy. It would drive you nuts. It would drive anybody nuts. You have no idea. I don't have any idea what the people that get Boys to Skull go through. I can only empathize and feel for them. My heart goes out to them because I don't get voice to skull, but I do get a lot of the other shit that people would describe. Seventh Hanuman calls it the low vibration voice to skull, or the low level voice to skull that you can't hear. It's just like a remote neural monitoring or remote neural influencing. It's your thoughts. It's just influencing your thoughts. Now I can attest to a lot of that because it doesn't matter what I try to do. I can just try to stay focused on a task, doing something, and I know what I need to do. And I tell myself I needed to get this done, and I start working on it. And every fucking time, no matter what, I can't seem to finish a fucking task. I can't seem to get it done. I always end up doing something else, and I ask myself, why am I doing this? And I can't, you know what I mean? And that's not like me. I am not a person that doesn't have full control over their will and their cognitive ability. I consider myself highly sane. I consider myself a very strong-minded person, and even I can't sometimes, consciously can't focus and do what I know I need to do. And I'm admitting that, and I have no problem admitting when I'm wrong and shit. So here I am, very strong-minded, very intelligent, I consider myself, and I still can't consciously get a task, focus on a task and get it done without this just noise, right? Totally distracting me, getting me to do anything but that, anything but the task I need to get done, that I know I need to get done. And I'm sure there's a ton of people right now saying that's exactly what they're going through, right? Not just TIs, people all over the world right now. They just, no matter how hard they try to get something done, they can't seem to do it, right? And it's not something everybody's going around admitting because it's embarrassing, right? You can't fucking get anything done. You can't seem to complete a task that you know you need to complete. So, and it's not because you have bad judgment and you're making poor choices. Well, it is kind of you're making poor choices because something else is influencing you. But anyway, I don't want to ramble on and on and on. This message is mainly for Scott and anybody else experiencing voice to skull. If you think it's certain people fucking with you, just accept the possibility, please, that it might not be those people. That opens up a whole world of other possibilities then, and it takes away that hate factor, that anger factor, because they're getting you mad, they're getting you in your emotion, and they're pointing you at certain people. So if you get your control of your emotions back and you get your control of your navigation back, where you can point your focus back again, you gain control of yourself back, and then they can't be effective against you. So be good, or be good at it, but check out this video.